Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Nitecore TM03 or Tiny Monster 03. Now you may or may not have already heard about this amazing flashlight, but if you haven't heard about this flashlight, I'm going to tell you right now there's something different about this tactical flashlight. It looks like any other tactical flashlight when you first look at it, and it does run off of a single 18650 lithium-ion rechargeable battery, which is pretty much standard now for all tactical flashlights out there. Matter of fact, here's another tactical flashlight right here. Single 18650, puts out about 1,000 lumens. Now this flashlight is special because it doesn't put out 1,000 lumens. It doesn't put out 2,000 lumens. This little tiny flashlight right here puts out 2,800 lumens with a single 18650 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. That is incredible. And that's the reason why I'm doing a video on this flashlight today. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this flashlight. It ships in a cardboard box, and on the front it just has the basic features of what this flashlight offers. On the inside it has a nylon holster and some spare O-rings and some instructions. And it also ships with this 18650 battery. Now this is not a standard 18650 battery. It is an 18650D or Delta, and that is really the secret to that 2,800 lumens coming out of this flashlight. Now here's a cool feature with this flashlight for those of you guys that are worried about this flashlight needing a specialized 18650D non-standard 18650 battery. In a pinch, if this battery dies and you still need to use your flashlight though, the cool thing is you can take any standard 18650 battery, throw it in this flashlight, and you can still use it. It's just not going to have the 2,800 lumens. So you just install the new battery, and you can still have a flashlight. It's just not the super ninja-fied badass 2,800 lumens. Pretty cool, right? This flashlight does have reverse polarity protection, so if you accidentally put your battery in reversed, you're not going to destroy the flashlight. The body of the flashlight is aircraft grade aluminum, and it's got a military grade hard anodized finish, which is nice. The head of this flashlight is fairly large. For example, I have a ThruNite TC12 right here, which is kind of like an EDC flashlight. This pumps out 1,000 lumens, and as you can see, the head on this thing is significantly bigger. But it has to be because this thing's putting out 2,800 lumens. It's got a bigger LED in there, and it also has a deeper LED, which helps throw the light further. And then inside here you can see the orange peel reflector, and then that LED, which is deeply set inside there, and that is a Cree XHP70 LED in there. If you look at this ThruNite here, you can see the size difference in the LED, and it's a big high performance LED for sure. The overall length of this flashlight is 6.25 inches, which is fairly standard for most tactical flashlights. The weight of this flashlight is 7.25 ounces, which is a little bit heavier than most tactical flashlights, but this is a beefier flashlight. And speaking of beefy, take a look at this. The body of this flashlight is extremely thick. For example, this is a ThruNite TC12, and you can see that the body is significantly thinner. Now that doesn't mean that this flashlight's not good. I'm just saying that this one is built like a freaking tank. That is nuts. Look at that. That is crazy. So taking the toe cap off, the first thing you'll notice is that it has two O-rings, which is nice for water resistance. It's said to be IPX8 water resistant, which means it can be submerged down to 2 meters. I don't know how long you can keep it submerged, but it's just nice to know that you could dunk this thing in a river or in a puddle or keep it out in the rain, and you're not going to have any issues. Let's take a closer look at the head of this flashlight. It does have a steel strike bezel right there, so you could use this as a defensive tool to hit soft tissue areas on a bad guy if you had to use this for an impact device, which is kind of nice. The glass on this flashlight is a toughened ultra clear mineral glass with anti-reflective coating. So on the head of the flashlight here, you can see that it has some flutes and some fins for heat dissipation. That's nice for ergonomics. It gives you a place to put your thumb when you're holding it, but it also keeps it from rolling away. If you drop it on the ground, it should eventually stop and not roll away. And that's pretty standard for most tactical flashlights. It's got some nice knurling on the body here. And if you look closely, you can see that this thing's all scratched up. That's because I accidentally dropped this down a cliff. I wasn't intending on doing a drop test the night that I did that. I was just out in the desert, and I turned it off and it slipped out of my hand, and I dropped it down a small cliff and it got all banged up. But you know what? It survived. It's still working, and it just has a little bit of character marks on it now. So the tail section has a dual tail switch design, which I really like. And the nice thing about this flashlight, it is a tactical flashlight set up for law enforcement, military, and security type use. So the nice thing about this flashlight is when you hit this rubberized tail clicky, it goes straight into the highest mode right from the very first click. I like that. I've had some other flashlights where you hit it and it actually defaults to a lower mode, and then you have to cycle through to get to the high mode. You could also program those to a high mode, but this is already set to the highest mode possible right from the first click. So that's pretty nice. I like that. Nitecore calls that mode 1 for suppressing light. Very nice. Now this secondary mode button, this metal button here on the side, you can hit that from the off position. As you can see, it's off. You can hit that from the off position at any time and it goes straight into strobe, which is nice. So you can have 2800 lumens right off the bat, or you can have strobe right off the bat. There's no cycling through anything to get to anything. I love that feature. It's absolutely fantastic when you're clearing a house, doing a search, and you come across somebody you want to disorient. That's nice. You don't have to sit there and fumble through a mode to get to the strobe system. Like I've had some flashlights where you have to double click to get to strobe. Where this, there's no double clicking. It's just one button for high or one button for strobe. Very nice. And it's nearly impossible to get these two buttons mixed up because one is a soft rubberized button for high and one is a flat piece of metal for the other mode. So there's no mistaking what that is, even in pitch black. Now something to note, this doesn't ship with the cigar ring attachment for you tactical guys out there that like to use that technique for shooting your handgun. But I did notice that it has some cutouts on the body here, some flat spots. And what that does is that allows you to hold the flashlight in that cigar ring technique still. So you still have some control as far as that goes. So you just push the tail clicky with the meaty part of your hand and you can actually do the momentary cigar ring technique without having that cigar ring actually attached to it. So that's kind of nice. Under low light conditions, there's actually an LED underneath this rubberized tail cap, and it flashes to let you know how much power this flashlight has. So if it flashes 3 times, then that means it's above 50%. And if it flashes 2 times, it's below 50%. And if it only blinks 1 time, it's below 10%, and you need to really charge that battery. You see that? It blinked 3 times. That means the battery is above 50%. All right, so let's go ahead and go through some of the light features. So if you want the 2800 lumens, which is turbo, you just hit the tail clicking, you go straight into 2800 lumens for 15 minutes. I highly suggest you do not look into this light because you could probably do some damage to your eyes and it would just hurt. That's pretty bright. And that's hot too. I can already feel it. All right, so that's 2800 lumens for 15 minutes. Next is a low setting. You just tap the mode button and that'll drop you down to 40 lumens for 30 hours. So that's not bad for looking around in your car or walking around the campsite. And then the next level up is mid. Just tap that metal button on the back, which is the mode button, and that goes up to 550 lumens for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Then you'll hit that mode button again and it goes up one more time to high, which is 1350, 1350 lumens for 45 minutes. And then the last click is turbo, which is, like I said, 2800 lumens for 15 minutes. Nitecore says that this flashlight will throw light out to 289 meters. Now, in my test footage that I'm going to show you right here, It doesn't look that impressive because my cameras are horrible at night. You have to have a professional camera with large sensors to film at night. So my cameras are definitely not made for nighttime shooting. Okay, so below me is a construction road down the hill. Let's just light this road up and see how much it actually lights up down there. You can see a distinctive hot spot, that's for sure, which is nice. That really helps when you're trying to focus in on something. And for those of you guys wondering about this sling bag here, this is a Vanquest Tolcat 2.0, and this is an awesome bag. I like it because it's a micro sling bag. It's not big and obnoxious like some other bags. It's just big enough to carry, well, for what I do, is I just carry a camera and some basic essentials in here. And I've been keeping this Nitecore TM03 right here on the side, just like that. And this is a fantastic EDC bag, nice and small. And also too, before I go, I do have a little story about this flashlight. This specific flashlight saved at least a dozen people's lives here in the city of Las Vegas. A while back, I was driving home, got off work about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, Summerlin Parkway on the west side of town. Pitch black out there on the highway. I saw a vehicle broke down in the fast lane and had its lights off. And then there was a couple struggling on the side of the road. So I stopped, I got this flashlight out, I lit them up. I said, hey, you guys okay? Need an ambulance? What's going on? He said, I don't know what's wrong with this lady. She's drunk or she's on drugs or something. And she was like trying to walk into the travel lane and she was about to get hit. I thought she was going to get killed. I swear to God, I thought I was going to watch her die right in front of me. But I told him to hold on to her and I'll call 911. While I'm doing that, I have this flashlight shining at the cars coming down the road because they can't see her car in the #1 travel lane, in the fast lane. So I'm waving them down to keep them from impacting her car and dying because they're doing like 75, 80 miles an hour downhill. About 12 cars are coming, one after the other. They're putting their brakes on, slamming it, weaving around the car. Finally, Highway Patrol shows up and puts their lights and sirens on and saves the day. The girl breaks free and ran away. They never caught her. I don't know what happened to her. But long story short, this flashlight helped people avert slamming into the back of her car that was crashed in the fast lane on the highway. So thank you, Nitecore, for making a great product that saves lives. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit like to support my channel. I really appreciate it. If you just found my channel, hit subscribe to follow along and see what's next. And please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this badass powerhouse of a flashlight. Thanks a lot, guys. Stay safe.